Hey guys, how's it going? Jason Sensational here. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing something a little bit different, and this is something that I hopefully plan on doing going forward, within the next couple weeks or so. This is sort of a recap of the RA tournament, which is one of the team leagues put on by Runeterra Academy. I'm in this team league with my friends Kever, Majin and Jason Front. Hopefully you've heard of them, just some other buddies from the Master Runeterra group. But the whole thing is this sort of 3v3 team league, and each week we play against two different teams. And so we bring one lineup, or each person brings one lineup, and then we sort of play. Just a standard best of three, riot lock, things like that. So I thought this would be kind of cool because this is something that generally changes week by week. You'll see other players, other teams bring different lineups, and we'll be bringing different lineups to beat what we expect our opponents to be bringing, and the meta sort of evolves week as week as well. So I think for any people who are potentially trying to get into tournaments, or they're looking at things like the Mystic Shot podcast tournament, the weekly tournaments that go on, the MR tournaments that go on, and just like want to find lineup ideas and inspirations for that, I think this could be a cool sort of segment where I talk about my lineup, why I brought it, and what I expect to beat, and then we can talk about our opponents' lineups in each of the two matches, and kind of go through each game, think about the ban, and talk about whether or not we're going into it favored or not, and then just see how the games evolve from there. So, to any of you who are maybe new to the line of construction part of things, or just a general tournament side of things as well, this could just be a good exercise to sort of understand matchups, bans, and things like that. It is something I've done sort of in the past with more of a structural lineup construction around that as well, but this would just be a little bit more geared toward just specific lineups that we're bringing week on week in the team league, and just kind of just go from there. So if you guys do enjoy this kind of content, it is a little bit more, it is a little bit different than just the ladder games, the deck reviews, and things like that. So let me know if you guys find this helpful, or if there is a way to make this even better for anybody who's geared towards looking to get into a little bit more of the competitive aspect of Legends of Terra. Happy to help and happy to see how I can improve. But let's jump into it. So let's talk about my lineup first. And then we'll jump into the two games I played against the two different teams, and talk about their decks, their lineups, and the matchup tables and things like that. So let's start with my three decks. So my first deck here is Zoe Aphelios Vi. This is your pretty generally classic PNZ sort of Aphelios invoke deck. It has a lot of the standard target invoke cards like Slaughter Priestess, the Spacey Sketcher, and the Star Shaping. These are just the core of your early game, your mid game, and your late game that provides you that value, that provides you the big units in order to help you close out the game. And from the PNZ side of things, we do have removal in terms of Thermo Beam, Mystic Shot, and Get Excited that allow us to not only control the board, but also give us quite a bit of burn to actually go face with to close out games as well. We do have cards like Ballistic Bot that do generate a little bit more burn, as well as give us cycle targets for cards like Space Sketcher and some Dredger. This is generally like a very tempo value control sort of deck. It definitely aims to play for the long game, and the longer you can drag things out, the better it goes for you, because we do have some very good late game tools like Star Shaping, and of course Aphelios being able to provide basically infinite value so long as he is on the board, just allows us to play for a very, very late game plan. With the removal deck cards, we are pretty decent into most sort of unit-based decks, and have pretty good answers for those all around. Now, the second deck I did bring is Thresh Aesol, and you might be seeing a common theme here. This is definitely another one of those slow target control decks, this time featuring Shadow Isles with its more heavier control tools, such as the Vile Feast, the Box, the Withering Whales, Piercing Darkness, 3 of Vengeance, probably one of the most key things within this deck, and one of Ruination. Everything else is just a very basic target swarm package with Thresh in order to help level and pull out Aesol from your deck. And then the final deck we have here is the TF Go Hard deck featuring the 2 of Catalog of Regrets. The rest of the deck is fairly standard again, but again, you can see just a very value-oriented control deck that aims to gain a lot of value off of the Catalog of Regrets, and the Go Hard just as a sort of cycle removal tool is very, very powerful, being able to pack your opponent's bags, again, dealing a lot of damage. So when you think about these three decks, these are just three value-based control decks that are good into most sort of aggro variants of decks and can play for value. So my idea here was that I was thinking two of the most popular decks going into this week were the Victor Riven deck, which decks like triple vengeance in both Shadow Owls decks can do really well into. This one will have a little bit harder time, but still one hush, plenty of removal. Aphelios in order to get stuns and things like that. Still quite effective into that. And then the second one is Aphelios. So into any Aphelios deck, with this deck we have a straight up mirror. I feel confident enough to play any Aphelios mirror. With this, we have Aurelion Soul as our top end, and what happens in these Targon mirrors is that often or not the person that has the more value, the better late game, often or not wins. And A-Soul is the epitome of late game Targon. So with all of your removal, being able to remove all the threats, stalling out the game until you drop A-Soul onto the board, that is a very good way of closing out games in Targon mirrors. And then finally with this Go Hard deck, while it doesn't have anything with Targon, and it does seem like, the units are very small, there's not a lot going on in terms of value, just a lot more removal based, but I think you can be surprised by how much value Catalog of Regrets generates, whether that be in the card draw or in the extra removal cards. Being able to pack your opponent's bags quite a few times in a game is also a good way of beating up the Targon decks as well. Targon decks that do go slightly wide with their kind of invoke cards, their mid-rangey cards, and then be able to pack their bags. Aphelios dies pack, the priestesses die, the travelers die. A lot of things just die to the pack your bags, and that makes it such a big threat to the opponent's deck. Whereas you can just develop a lot of cheap units, take advantage of your board state, push a lot of damage, and then pack your opponent's bags for lethal. So generally with these three decks, I was aiming to beat up aggro decks. I have a lot of SI and P and Z control tools. I was generally trying to beat up Aphelios decks. I have a lot of value and ability to play in the late game, and I was trying to beat up Riven Victor. So let's go into the first matchup against Team Hydra and see how that went. So in the matchup against Team Hydra, I played against 4LW. He is a player that I look up to a lot. I featured some of his decks on my channels in the past, and his lineup is Talia Ziggs, Fizz Aphelios, as well as Akshan Lee Sin. So this Ziggs Targon deck is pretty standard as far as things go. Top end 2 arsenals, main thing 3 hourglasses to look out for, and the rest are just generally this sort of Vandal City Stream, a mid-range landmark sort of style of deck. Now, I will just start talking about his lineup as a whole and then fit in how these decks relate. But I think looking at his lineup, it's sort of clear that he is going for this sort of anti-control strategy. Talia Ziggs is actually a really, really solid deck into these control archetypes. For two factors. One is Ancient Hourglass. Ancient Hourglass is some of the best control, or the best sort of card to answer hard removal cards. Because hard removal is generally really expensive, cards like Vengeance, cards like Falling Comet, cards like Thermo Beam, a lot of cards that answer your pretty big threats like Ziggs, Talia, Arsenal require your opponent to spend a lot of mana. You being able to spend 2 mana to play Ancient Hourglass onto that unit to protect it is such a big tempo advantage, because of how much mana you're saving compared to how much mana your opponent is spending. The second, of course, is Arsenal. Once you play Arsenal and you have Ancient Hourglass, your opponent can realistically never get rid of Arsenal. Not only can Arsenal roll Spell Shield by itself, but if you play an Ancient Hourglass onto an Arsenal, then suddenly it rolls all the keywords, and then they get Scout, Elusive, Quick Attack, Challenger, whatever it may be. It is just such a brutal way to end games that you can often not just kill your opponent in one turn, and they realistically can't remove the Arsenal. The second deck we have here is Fizz Aphelios. This one's actually a little bit more interesting just because I don't have too much experience with this deck yet, but I do know it. It plays for this sort of tempo-y target game plan where it doesn't have the traditional invoke packages, but what it does have is just this sort of tempo Vandal City Swarm package. And what this deck actually aims to do is it puts Rainbow Fish onto cards like the where is it? So like onto like the Assistant Librarian, which is a good way to cycle through your deck, or onto the Hungry Outcasts like get off of the Grandfather Fae. And what this does is you suddenly put a 2/1 elusive card onto like a 3/1 Owlcat that has Spell Shield. And then all of a sudden you have this elusive that also has Spell Shield that is also hitting you for 5 damage a turn. It is such a scary way to generate a board that a lot of traditional control decks don't actually have a good way of dealing with it. Even after you kill the Owlcat, the Rainbow Fish returns back into hand, and then all of a sudden you can just reattach this on something else. Because you do have Aphelios, you have a good way to solve the game or just gain additional stall tools like Gravitum and Severum. And then against some more damage-based removal cards, because you do have a very wide board, you can take advantage of the fact that you can easily play around cards like Withering Wail or Mystic Shot with cards like Pale Cascade and Heroic Refrain. And then finally, for the third deck, we have Akshan Lee Sin. I don't think there's much that I need to explain here. Any sort of Lee Sin style of deck that has Deny, that has the OTK potential to set up lethal in one turn, is very difficult for most control decks, again, to deal with, because they can't race you down before you get the combo off, and they have a very hard time interacting with the combo once you not only give it Spell Shield off of the Auction landmark, but also give it Overwhelm and having Deny backup. It's just very hard to deal with as well. So overall, his lineup is what I would say like unfavored for us overall. I think the clearest deck that we have the best advantage into is just the Fizz Aphelios deck, because it's generally not that scary. But if they get off what they need to get off, it is pretty hard to deal with. But just as another target deck, we are able to go bigger or just out control, outvalue them, and then turn things around. So this is the deck that I'm aiming to beat up. I decided to ban Ziggs Talia because I think, again, the Arsenal Argos game plan is just very hard to deal with. And with a lot of vengeances in my deck, the Lee Sin deck only having 2 denies and no other like cards like Hourglass made me feel a little bit more comfortable trying to play into it. But that's the overall game plan. Let's jump into the game. Got some interesting stuff going on here. He's playing some Fizz Aphelios, which, to be honest, I have not played against at all. It is definitely a little bit more of a Swarm deck early game, so just be careful of that. But then Fizz Papercraft aims to close games out. I just want control cards. Like, this card's okay, just in case I need a blocker. But Vile Feast would be fantastic. Nice, lovely. I don't even need to potentially play this on turn 1. Something interesting deck. It's like a Gleaming Lantern tempo deck with like Aphelios and Fizz and a little bit of keywords at the end. Heroic Refrain, card I have to look out for. Excuse me. So he only has 3 Yordle Squires and 3 Fizzes as a 1-draw. Let's not have it. Be nice if he didn't have Fizz. I will struggle a lot to deal with Fizz. I'm happy taking this damage. I don't want to play this out and skip the Manifest. Invoke, sorry. It's like in Vile Feast this later. And I want to start discarding the gems. We have a little bit of healing, but we also have relatively limited removal. The Fizz. This is not what I want to see. I have 1-cost spells and plenty of other assortments of spells. I know what you'll do here. Like, it's not the easiest for him to activate Fizz here. You like Trinket Trade. You like Phase Sprout. No, if I had like a Withering Whale, this would be a little bit better, but... Okay. Now that he has like Oncologist, there's very little point with this Vile Fizz kind of line. I could play like a second Goat, but these trades get slightly awkward. Maybe I don't mind, like, if I can find Snake off of Spacey off of Fizz, that's also pretty big. It's not if he's getting any better. I don't have a Whale, so like, this sort of board setup is still very scary to me. So I'm pretty happy just using Valfeast here. Maybe getting a block with the Goat and playing Sketcher. Oh, it gives it health. Okay. Smart. At least push some damage here and then try to see what we can hit here. Thresh is a great draw. This Thresh can go after Fizz with to a relative extent. Papercraft on Fizz is a little bit scary if we get there. Maybe find like an Equinox here. Not find Equinox. Withering Whale. Withering Whale's a little bit late. I'll keep this gem for Thresh in case I need to go after Fizz with one extra damage or something. It's like his ability to save Fizz, like the Heroic Refrain, the Pale Cascade, it's not that easy. We know he says one conch spell. It's like the one thing we need to be a little bit cognizant of. We can probably just play Thresh this turn, I don't really see a punish. Maybe it's like a... Well, it would really suck is if he hits like a... Like the 3 mana recall card. Quicken. Quicken would be nasty. Oh, he hits another one. That's a high roll. But like, his attack gets awkward once I play Thresh. Because like, he has like... What I would say essentially is 0 removal. And there's no like... There's no removal for Thresh. And there's no... Yordle arms to like really get through. So the board state here is just really gummed up for him. And Thresh going after Fizz just eliminates the biggest threat. Poke Face. You like to see. So like buffing this up to above 4 health is still relatively difficult. Is there any punish to me developing just so I can activate Pale? I don't think there is. He could play like a Attach card, that would suck. I need a blank Pale, I think that's okay. Looking for a way to save Fizz here, maybe? I can get rid of Fizz. There's no more elusives that can pair with like Papercraft, and that's really huge. Can't level. Maybe could level Fizz. Maybe you can even like trade up here. That'd be wild. Like Heroic Refrain plus Pale brings it to 5 health, and then I can't actually kill it. I could Pale into like Withering Well, I suppose. It's one more spell here to level Fizz. Alright. I'll just blink a Pale here. Or I could just whale here as well. Like, the Valley of Whale is very low. Oh, the whale. Never mind. The whale got out of value here. Because now if he even pales here, I get the pale back, and it's activated with the Nightfall, and I draw a card. Like, this is fantastic. Oh yeah, this is really good for us. It's 3 for Thresh. Very good outcome. I'll probably just gem the Thresh here and then play Spacey. I also just pass here. He has no attack. If he tries to poke the Thresh, we have the Guiding Touch. Okay, I'm pretty happy just taking the pass here. Still need a rush. Vengeance, really good, and as long as he doesn't have like a second Fizz, this will stop like a Papercraft target. And then we should have the Thresh level and then win the game. Because right now he can't attack with anything, because otherwise he just helps me level Thresh. Ooh. Like, what's the best thing here? Like, the Doomkeeper is not good for him because it levels my Thresh. Like, the Elusives is fine, but it's only 2 attack. Like, buffing his board is also relatively irrelevant because he still can't attack into me. Like, the Challenger guy would be kind of annoying, but I have healing. Ooh, I can't save Thresh. Wow, what a pull. That sucks. I got punished for not gemming last turn. I should just look for Star Shaping. If I don't hit Star Shaping, then I can't play Priestess. And I'd rather just play Priestess here. That sucks. That's really good. Kills a Phalios. Kills a Phalios and one of those 4/1s, I guess. Look for Messenger here. Not hit it. We'll take Trickster. We'll keep 5 mana up in case he has an Aphelios. Right. Because, like, we're not doing anything next turn anyways. Oh! Oh, Thresh is so good. It just completely stops his attacks. And he can't play Aphelios because I have the Thresh. He just got out-targeted, huh? Yeah. Yeah, why not? Like, there's still nothing he can play. I'll just take the pass. Like, as long as I pass till turn 10, I just win. There's no need to rush. Oh, I could trade down my entire board too. Just like, it's full swing. Oh, he did get it. What if I just full swing? Like, what's the worst that could happen? Heroic Refrain doesn't really do that much. I suppose there's no need to put myself at a bizarre risk. No, let's just pass. No rush. No rush at all. Let's make sure we're able to deal with the Aphelios. Oh, Blinded Mystic. Perfect. This next time we just drop Ace, so it's flipped, then we win the game. Yep. 2 for Thresh. So, like, you can't even save the Leopard, even though it's faded. Like, a Pale Cascade brings it to 4, but it still dies. He got 2 super cool star charts off his trinket. Kinda cute. Ooh. Okay, if he attacks with this, I'll just vengeance it. It's clear that he clearly doesn't have Aphelios. Okay, never mind, I vengeance that instead. You can even cast Aesol Sky's Ascent next turn. Oh, and that flips Thresh for obvious reasons. He needs to kill the Spacian at still levels. Good with me. Get an attack too, which is nice. Thresh can't die here against one card. Only draws Aphelios, but him having to develop next turn with like the Rainbow Fish loses to the Sky's Ascend. So like he doesn't have a good turn next turn anyways. And then I gotta shuffle Aesol back in my deck, level Thresh and pull it out again. Oh my lord. That'll be a sweet one. God. Please let me play Sky's Ascend. Please. Oh! That's a good card too. It's not as funny though. No. Darn. I had some cool plays that turn. Now that I have a better idea of like the speed and like the cards they play, I feel a lot more comfortable in this situation. Like just being able to kill Fizz or having Zoe to stop it is going to be really sweet. Don't need. Let's look for early removal, early units. Zoe's perfect. Like Zoe to Mountain Goat. Right. Oh, and the Sunblessed. Wow, that changes things a bit. Oh, they have the Sunblessed. Happy to get Pokesticked. I would have played the Goat originally, but now this prompts a Pokestick, and if he Pokesticks into my Sunblessed, that's huge. Because now, like, I don't have the Pale out, and it's just Sunblessed. Which is, like, an interesting thing to even try to play around. Choose not to go for it. And then if he wants to, like, give up his Fizz, I think I'm happy with that. Although him having, like, Pale Cascades is kind of annoying. Okay. So, he does have the potential for Pale Cascade. He has Pale, I feel really bad about myself. Because right now he just can't kill the Zoe. It's really tempting there, though. Alright. I mean, I should have blocked then, right? Or shouldn't have swung with Zoe here. He takes a trade, I think I'm happy with it. I still want to see like a Pale. What is this though? What? Oh, nice. Trade. Okay, trade's fine. So now I can just get Aphelios down. I'll just take the elusive here. Having a blocker for like a Fizz, because like he doesn't have ways of giving overwhelm except for Aphelios. We'll probably even start with like Calibrum, just to remove the annoying units like Lantern, and then have Gravitum available. Down one Fizz definitely ruins his combo stuff, because I have Gravitum. Well, that's annoying. Damn. That's really annoying. But I can just get lifesteal next turn with like Severum, I guess. I can also just grab on this next turn. Getting Groudon locked out of the game is also just very good. I don't like Severum, but Groudon is just pretty good here. Like without a Fizz, everything just gets stun locked. You just have like 2 more. Ooh. I do have the Sunblast here. How did he get that card? when did he get it? It deals 5! I have to remember that for next time. That's so funny. It's actually so funny. Oh. That's so funny. I don't know if you guys can comprehend how funny that was. Okay. I don't have to be afraid of this. I'm gonna use my burn. And I'll probably just like grab him this. I can play the Trickster first, see what he does. Cause like if you can't give this overwhelm, then like just block it. Yep. Even if he gives it overwhelm, I do have the Gravitum. So, end of the day, I'm glad I took the Gravitum, but the Sunblast was very throwy. Nope, still not over that one. Could have saved mana and like try to get Excite Aphelios, but oh, he has the card that deals damage. It's interesting if he wants to play it now, because then like he's like 1 off the phase. Really. I can grab him at some future point. Like he's gonna Calibrum my bot. Assume he took Calibrum here. I just want to look for burn at this point. Yep. like his deck has no healing outside the guiding touches, and he's already used 2 of them on his units. So now we're just looking for burn. Oh, ballistic block, perfect. And also just don't get swarmed out either. Is there any point to actually playing Solari Priestess? What do we want to do with our mana? We need 2 here, 4 here. We can probably play Priestess this turn. I don't need any of these though. None of these cards do anything. I like the removal just in case he goes in on some elusive. Probably just end up grabbing this guy. 3, 4. Slowly amassing burn. Shock blast, beautiful. So that's 6, 7 on the Mystic Shot off. Because he has like develop Infernums into his plays, not super scared. I took Crescendo though. I'll probably just play you as a blocker. Damn. Can't stop that. Losing 1 burn here sucks. I need another get excited. Priestess. Priestess is no good here. I look for like an overall Mina as well. We have plenty of options. Just need to slowly try to consolidate and see what we can get. He has all 3 Pales in both Heroic Refrains. If I'm thinking about what cards he has on the right side of his hands, I think those are very likely. Which makes it very awkward for me to play my removal into it. What? What is this high roll? This is an elusive. Like, this can help me push elusive damage if I kill this. Like, I could Comet this and play Sisters and have an attack or something. The Faded here is very annoying. Hoping to Evram. Evram is very annoying. If I top to get excited off the top, whew. So unfortunate I don't have the right amount of burn in my hand. Oh, that's annoying. Oh, that's really annoying. Spell shield units, I totally forgot. It's not worth get exciting my own unit. I'll have to drag this game out for a little bit longer.
Together, brother, we will make death holy.
Oh, it doesn't even die. Jeez.
Back heretic. I hate traffic. Believe or burn.
I'm not losing here to Heroic Refrain. We have Star Shaping. Does mean he heals more. It's annoying.
Back heretic. Believe or burn.
You can also just get to Calibrum this turn. Let's just do this. Find Overwhelm. Not find Overwhelm. None of these cards are actually good enough. Because like once I kill this, he just puts a loose on something else. I don't like this outcome. This is really bad. It's got a lot worse. I just don't have my Aphelios to kind of counter. I was close on the burn, but didn't quite get there fast enough. Now he's just gonna... Oh, he gets Calibrum here again. Yeah, this level of Aphelios is just too much value for me. Like, I was pretty set on the burn plan, but he just slowly eked his way out. Oh, Graviton. When did he get Graviton? Oh, he played Severin? Oh, I see. That sucks. Where's my Aphelios? So now I can get Overwhelmed, but he does have his own Graviton. Alright, time to transition. We're back to a value game. I don't want to give him this back. Like he puts on the Owlcat, it's the 5/2 elusive, and I just can't deal with that. Like, the spell shield's very annoying.
Find peace in the quiet, Fel. It's just us.
Oh, work our way towards like a Overwhelm on Immortal Fire or something like that. Also, like, Comet the Librarian. He has so many cards. He uses Infirm now, though.
Daylight star will rule the skies.
Owlcats are so annoying with the Aphelios spells. Because I just can't deal with them. Shield Vault. It's Infernum. Interesting. Why do you take Infernum there? This might be greedy.
Our path is
Like completely tapping out.
we must walk it.
Trying to push this 4 damage. Like, what are these cards? Like, Papercraft doesn't do it. Another Rainbow Fish is probably one of the worst case scenarios for us. Base Sprout, see what he hits. Worst case is just like a Rainbow Fish. Because like, we're just trying to keep his board thin of elusive so we can get through. But it looks like he's sort of like dawdling around. His hand seems very reactive and doesn't seem to have much that he can actually do here. Bouncing ball. Interesting. There's no like, open attack to like kill me. At least I don't perceive there to be one. Maybe with like Heroic Refrain and Pale Cascades, you can push a bit of damage. And I can comet that. He slaps Infernum on it. Maybe I just like completely ditch the burn game plan and just focus on elusives. Like if I get excited here, he forces a card out, and then I like shock blast. That's too much mana. Like as long as I keep up board parity, oh, he's gonna get Calibrum though and shoot my lifesteal. But I can go wide this turn, so I'm not afraid of dying. Rainbow Fish. Rainbow Fish is super annoying. See, Calibrums me. He's only dealing 6. Ooh, I probably die here actually. Yeah, because there's no way for me to... Unless I roll elusive here. Damn. It's like he just like heroic refrains me twice and I lose. There's no way stopping this. Like he just double heroic refrains me. I can act like I have a guiding touch or something, but I'm looking pretty bad spot here. Oh, Jesus. Wow. Get all the rainbow fishes, huh? Damn. Yeah, I couldn't really do much about that. Like, we drew Aphelios too late. Yeah. But if I can find early Aphelios, that's gonna be pretty good. Hope he doesn't have early Auction. That's like the thing that really does it for him. Hush is fantastic. This hand is really good. Let's just try to keep it that way. Sun Blesses, very good as well.
Night flowers upon my blade.
Ballistic Ball.
No more hiding.
I do not break rules, I bend them slightly. Can you improve perfection?
The order rewards its faithful.
Maybe I could take like a grab on the start. This one's a little bit interesting. I don't think I take Crescendum because it's too slow to get me to my other weapons.
I fight with my spirit, not my fists.
Alright, let's take the Calibrum here. Calibrum gets me the Gravitum, which is good next turn. I'm not gonna play 2 spells this turn so I don't really feel bothered. Can't kill the auction, unfortunately. I mean, I'll force you to buff it. I don't want to go it too. Actually, no, I don't think so. Cause like I don't want to use the hush. It's like I didn't want to risk not facing my moon weapon this turn, and if I end up not doing that, then like I could put myself in a position where I also like don't want to like fight for it either. That was definitely interesting.
The spirit gives to those who listen.
3, 2, 1.
I'm your man.
Okay. Really good for him. So I can play this and the Gravitum, I suppose. This is so bad, though. I could just go into like Infernum. Start pushing damage.
Peace in the quiet fell. It's just us.
I don't want to commit the hush though. I want to get to. I need to start cycling the weapons though. I don't think I can hold on to it for this turn. I could still go for the Infernum. Then I have to play it this turn. This is definitely really awkward. Oh, I'm overdrawing a card. Oops. Losing the last game was tough because this is probably my hardest matchup. And I'm taking a lot of damage here. I can go for like Sabrum plays, so it's not the worst, but Quicksand kind of puts a stop to that plan. And I can't afford to have this Aphelios die either. Oh, this is rough. Please.
Without skill.
A pleasure to see you, Master.
Yeah, this got really bad. He's not kicking with. He's not kicking with Lisa in this turn, so. I mean, he could always just kick Aphelios or drag Aphelios. Still taking so much damage here. Shaped. Now, because this can't save with the Sunblast.
Lighten up.
was really rough. This is not a mood. This is not a mood at all. Doesn't just save any of those guys. Like, those guys are just trash units. We don't really care about those. How are we winning is like the big question we need to ask ourselves. Right now I don't really see an answer. I feel like I should have played this Priestess ages ago. Don't even hit what we want.
Daylight warms the heart and lights the way.
We have one Hush. I'm not supposed to save ourselves from the game. Three, 6, 8, not overdrawing. I should have took the pass there so he doesn't play 2 spells and I have to deal with these eyes next turn. If he passes again, I have to take it. I should not play the ignition.
The dark beckons.
Still hasn't played 2 spells. Although I'm most likely just dead next turn. Like he goes like flips Lisa in and gives it spell shield. I have no answer. Like absolver into X into X into spell shield. It's like he only just burst out the spell shield. I have to Hush Lisa and re-attack. Just going for an open.
Enemies cannot hide.
Oh no, he's just going for a kill. Never mind. I don't have 2 hot. What? Really?
Prepare yourself.
What? Like I Hush here, he palms here, I gotta kill Lee Sin somehow? No. I don't have mana, or I don't have any cards to do it. But this is bizarre to me. Like you just go in, flip, beat both of these. Okay, he's just thinking about it. Alright, fair enough. And he gives everything spell shield.
As the dragon will.
Yeah, losing last game was tough. Chooses not to give it spell shield. I don't know what world he's living in. Yeah. Yeah, that was rough. Alright, so that was the game. I ended up going 1-2 into 4LW. I think it sort of happened how it went out how expected. He would ban one of the triple vengeance decks so that he would have a little bit easier time going to the Lee Sin deck. And I was aiming to 2-0 the Fizz of Phalios, which my Thresh Acel deck did very well into. Once I was able to play Thresh down, he just couldn't attack with his board anymore unless he had like an elusive. Otherwise, he would just threaten to level up my Thresh, which gave me a lot of time to just play Acel, level Acel, and win the game. In the Aphelios Mirror, at the end of the day, even though, you know, the deck is completely different, this one doesn't play for Swarm, at the end of the day, it still is an Aphelios Mirror. He had Aphelios, I didn't. He gained a lot more value. He had the Rainbow Fish a lot earlier, was able to apply a lot more pressure early on, and I just couldn't really keep up with the tempo there, so I ended up losing that one. Unfortunate, because that was the matchup I kind of needed to win, because as you guys saw, once I got to the Lee Sin matchup, as the target player having just even less interaction towards Lee Sin and sort of the combo cards, it definitely turned out really, really poorly, and I just couldn't race him down. So he ended up going 1-2 into 4OW, as expected. Maybe not as expected, but once we lost the Aphelios Mirror, 1-2 is what I was expecting there. So that was the first round. I will now move on to the second round versus Aichi. So Aichi brought Talia Ziggs again, Scouts, as well as Azir Aurelia. So just right off the bat, I think it's very clear what he's trying to do. He is playing 3 anti-control decks. and just really aiming to farm them hard. Like Misfortune Quinn, super annoying rally cards, resolve, go wide kind of strategies. Azir Aurelia, as you know, the Sand Soldier. Azir, any control deck can realistically never remove Azir. A Blade Dance turn after turn, things like that, just really crushes control decks. And of course, I talked about Talia Ziggs earlier. 2 Arsenal, 3 Hourglass, 1 Right. Again, very, very difficult into a control deck. Now, this is kind of like a pick your poison. It's sort of just which 2 decks are you a little bit less bad into. And I think overall for my lineup, I figured that, you know, Azir, Aurelia, these are cards I realistically can't really deal with. You know, he's going to ban one of my SI decks, and so it's really just down to, or rather, he's probably going to ban the, he's probably going to ban one of the SI decks, and then it's just like figuring out which deck I'm least bad into. And my guess was that I'd have to pick for my Go Hard deck. And just looking at the 3 decks, I think the Go Hard deck was the worst into Azir Aurelia. Just because I would have virtually no way of interacting with their champions outside of Vengeance, and at that point I'd probably lose. Scouts, whereas, you know, if I can get to pack, if I can kill the Durant Sculpt on curve, and if they don't have Ranger's Resolve very critically, this matchup could be okay. This one is sort of like a hit or miss. I don't really know. It's sort of just like, well, Arsenal, do they have Arsenal? Do they have it within Hourglass? Things like that. It's kind of like a dice roll, but a lot slower, allowing me to develop my board and hand a lot more, rather than like Scout or Azir Relic that aim to end the game runs turn 6 and turn 7. This might give me until turn 8 or turn 9. So because it's the slowest of the 3 decks, I decided to leave it up, whereas I did ban it against 4OW. And I decided to leave Misfortune Quinn up because my PNZ deck, if it was left unbanned, would at least have a better chance into this deck than I think any of the other 3 decks. And I decided to ban Azir Aurelia because I think it was the hardest matchup for my Go Hard deck. So that's sort of the game plan, and let's see how it goes out. Alright. I just can't lose a Scouts matchup like this. The Talia Ziggs, still sort of rough. What is this? Oh, it. No. No, hold on. Stop. Okay, there we go. We're chilling now. This is RA. We are up against Talia Ziggs. Vi on odds seems okay. Everything else not needed. The worst part of this like deck is just 3 Hourglass. With 3 Hourglass, it's really hard to get through any sort of removal. Universe starts again this week, so I wasn't able to catch the other streams, but I thought I was hyped up when I saw the new versus TF Guard. Awesome, man. I'm gonna be focusing on the game, so I probably won't be reading chat throughout, or at least I very much shouldn't. So I'll answer everything afterwards. In fact, I will close the chat, or I will hide the chat. Closing it is bothersome. Okay, we have a pretty good tempo hand, so we shouldn't be falling behind here. So now it's just how do we settle the late game. And we'll have to try our best to get rid of his Hourglasses before it's like too late. Like if he's able to Hourglass an Arsenal, we're in a really bad spot. Alright. I just want to curve out, play out everything, and then go from there. I can get an arsenal? It's either the random one or it's the transform my unit into an arsenal. Which, to be fair, could work, but he could then just hourglass his arsenal and I would cry. Like 6 mana do nothing potentially. Is there any other upside to this card besides arsenal? No. Okay. So we have a card that he just can't play around, and I think that's also just acceptable. It should be wide enough so that I can't get like out tempo too hard in this sort of mid game. You can also just open attack and deal a bunch of damage. I actually like that. This open attack is really solid. So you want to push 5 here against a deck with no healing. Means we're not getting Vi down, but then we can set up the Solari Priestess. Actually, we still play Vi, but then like a Ride of Arcane gets really awkward, or like a... a Ride of Arcane gets awkward, or like a... He plays the 4-drop. Whatever it's called. Ooh, Zig's also annoying. Like, Ziggs gets to trade up the goat for free. It's kind of annoying. No removal.
Sunlight guide you, my brethren.
3, 6, 9. Useless. It's very annoying.
Until I'm through weaving it. I will weave my own path.
Taking 4 damage next turn. It's really unfortunate.
Piltover Enforcer on the scene.
Yeah, this board state is particularly awkward. You can trade the Vi here as well. It's not bad. I don't hate this Vi trade. I don't hate this Vi trade either. Like, this trades. Alright. Bye-bye.
Tell it to the fists.
Now this lets me play out the Golden Sisters, and I don't take 4 extra damage next turn. Like, this was great for us. Because, like, if this randomly forced out a Hourglass, also good. We have no open attack, so I'm just going to develop Sisters, I guess. Unless we high roll something here, that's absolutely insane. That's not it.
What once was two, now is one.
I'm just going to try to sneak damage through. There are 3 quicksands, holy moly. 3 quicksands is not what I want to be seeing. Like, denying my lifesteal could be really bad. Another Ziggs.
It is time.
See if this gets out of quicksand. I think we're very just dead next turn. Just quicksand.
Only a fool would enter battle unprepared.
3, 6. And mana. Might want to save it. Like this card plus Hush. Things like that. feel like Rite of Arcane this? No, okay, that's fine. I'm not gonna want to play a unit into the attack. Or at least trying not to. Followers only. Open attack, okay.
Like threading a needle. Throw him away! Some rocks just won't sit still.
You are beneath me.
Down. You have the Hush for Absolvers. Okay. That's it all through. Really good for us, technically speaking. I'm just gonna look for... I'm gonna start shipping this turn and look for a big Celestial. I need to play some more cards though. It is damage. I'm gonna be able to Equinox and Arsenal this turn. Because like if his Arsenal rolls like elusive, I need to get rid of its stat. No Arsenal.
They forced us to choose death.
If it's made of sand, I can write it.
Jesus Christ. I should have played the Ballistic Bot over the Dustbringer. I just wasn't counting my mana correctly. Hell silly. Discard again? Huh. We're also just dead next turn. We need like top deck burn here. Otherwise we have no out. If he also has another Quicksand, we lose.
You want a big boom? Here, call this guy.
Did get elusive. I can't pop it. Ugh. Oh, that's so sad. I really needed him to play Arsenal last turn. Like he's just going to... He's gonna like Hourglass block me and it's really bad. Like I'm just gonna get Hourglass blocked. What happens? I just couldn't see. Okay, trades. That could have went worse.
Little bones are just as good as big ones.
That's a Talia next turn. Ugh. Alright, well, fair play. Well played. Yeah, this matchup sucks. It's a lot harder than I expected it. We just have to beat the scouts twice here. We did get the burn.
We're rolling rocks.
What? Oh, I guess we're still dead anyways. Ugh, rough matchup. Very rough. Ziggs dealt so much damage there too. Alright, on to the scouts. This is fairly standard. His hand is probably as good as it gets. Aphelios early on, some removal, so he's okay. So he's a little bit too expensive though. Like maybe I shouldn't even have kept Zoe, it's hard to say. If he plays the Durant Sculptor, I want to be able to Thermo Beam it. on site and just like resolve check him.
I sculpt what others only dream of.
He has resolve, we're in trouble. No resolve. If he has MF, we're also in trouble. If he has MF, we can just play Ophelia. Ooh, pass. Interesting. Take that every day of the week. Okay, that pass is huge.
Dangerous waters.
So I can get the Ophelios down. Serpent is fantastic. Crescent Strike is good. Serpent is so good for this temple. And for Ophelios.
Embrace the night, Aphelios.
If he develops MF, I want to be able to stun this guy at the very least. We can also even get away with Temple this turn, and then we should run away with the game because we have so much mana. I do have Sunbless and I do have Kings. Okay. Fair enough. No scout attack. I guess he doesn't really have one. He sharp sights will missed it.
Are they still here?
Looking quite decent in this spot. Even if he has a resolve, like, this still trades.
Something to keep us moving.
I think there's a turn to get Temple down. We need to try to take advantage of the spot now. Garbage card.
Nothing gets between me and my mark.
We'll find our enemies wherever they hide.
clearly doesn't have resolve, right? I feel like he does have resolve, but I think that's a little bit greedy.
I'm your man.
Blessed is motion.
Did my father send you?
I don't really care if he sharp sights this, because then it would have 1 health.
A long path to get you.
That's a problem. We're gonna lose Aphelios if we do this. We just grabbed him, stun lock the sit throughout the game, so I don't think we need to worry about it. If he challenges this way, we just get excited the bird.
This is our world.
Mhm.
I won't go back. The moon speaks, Aphelios. You are its voice.
Hey, tight game.
Every work demands a piece of ourselves.
This game is tight as hell, holy moly. Oh! Oh my god, that's so sick. Oh my lord. Wow, what a high roll. Actually disgusting high roll. Holy crap, that was so huge. Oh my god. Wow. Wow. If you could like rally here just to block. Okay. It's annoying.
Fortune favors the bold. The ocean is no place for the weak.
I assume this last part's rally and I can just get excited at MF.
Honor guide me.
I hate traffic.
Press on.
Oh,
Perfecting the light wisdom.
oops. That was a misclick. That might cost me next turn, when I can't activate my Aphelios.
Something to keep us moving.
Okay, that's really good. Whew! Oh, that was a close one. We got lucky that he didn't have range resolve that last game, and now we have to kind of hope for the same. So if he has resolve, I think we lose. I would love to keep Ruination, but... Okay, this hand is actually pretty decent. Having early units is good, and then this triggers off of the MF is huge.
Well, I did say I wanted to see the world.
Tempted by this trade, but I don't think it can be correct. I need to be able to play the Fortune Croaker if I need to. It's a blocker.
Come closer. I don't bite.
Lisa's really good here because we can start getting some tempo on the board as well. Like this 1/1 Spiderling is huge. Haha. Really? I guess he has like an MF in pair with that. I guess that's like fine. Worst case scenario, he has MF though. Wins. Interesting. Really? Huh. Well, I'm obviously not gonna glimpse my Elise just to do that, but happy with the outcome so far. This hand has seemed to be very awkward, so I'm very thankful for that. Also, we should have passed here just so I could Vengeance, but if he didn't have MF now, he doesn't have MF. And that's just another slight advantage for us. Yeah. Oh. What a draw. What a freaking draw. And now we're just gonna resolve check him again.
Deal me in.
No resolve. Holy moly. Oh my lord. That's huge. No MF, no resolve. Wow. And now I can Vengeance like a Quinn. Catalog too. Yeah.
Demacians are no easy pill.
Alright. So Quinn gets Vengeance here. No questions asked. Probably shouldn't pass here. Like, probably should just Vengeance so that I don't burn mana.
Scouting ahead.
Looks like he takes attack anyways. Killing TF has to be wrong. Like, you have to kill Elise, right? Not that I'm complaining. Now what, are you gonna sharp sight your Valor? I guess he could. That'd be kinda annoying. No sharp sight either. Wow, this is sick. Actually sick. Is there like a shield of Durant here? Shield of Durian? Okay. Fair enough. It's kind of annoying, but that's his whole hand. He has like nothing else going for him. I want to find Go Hard and then I can catalog. I have another Vengeance, so I'm not too worried about most things here. Go Hard. Nice.
Every work demands a piece of ourselves. Dangerous water.
That's really annoying. I previously make sure you don't get rallied out of the game. Like, he can set up a wide board and potentially rally me, and I'd be a little bit afraid. It's a good draw.
This is our way.
This is outrage!
Packed 'em good.
This sort of forces an attack from him, otherwise I can Go Hard his 2-2. If he attacks, I can like glimpse the keg if I need to. But if he attacks, he uses a token.
Gets between me and my
He had a Queen, but chose not to play it.
Wherever they hide.
1, 2, 3, not quite. So I need to be careful I don't get rallied out of the game still. These units are so freaking chonky. Finally top deck the resolve.
for combat. Just like hunting thresher geese.
Where's my hammer? Needs a finishing touch.
Take 7.
You pay.
He rallies next time we do have Vengeance. Cutting it super tight. Like, maybe I was supposed to play Zap and look for the 4th pack. No, I couldn't get the 4th pack without the catalog though. This is super tight, super tight. I'm 1 mana off, that's so unfortunate. Vengeance, or Rally? Rally, I can Vengeance the Queen. Yep. In case this card is a 3rd Quinn, I want to let him scout attack first.
Scouting ahead.
Oh, I'm so close to dying, it's not even funny. We might just barely get there.
Nagakaburu's guide us.
Oh, I think we're dying. Oh, we're dead.
This is motion.
Wow, we actually died. Damn. Whale saves us? No, it doesn't. Whale does not save us here. Damn.
This is our way.
Alright, rough matchup. So close. Did you guys win? Did my teammates win? Lost. Yeah, we lost this set. It was to be expected. It was sort of unfavorable all the way around, but ugh, that one was tough. Wow. Ugh. So yeah, so that was the outcome. Again, another brutal one to getting actually clapped by Ziggs Talia there. I think you saw just the effect of how hard it was to deal with their champions, especially with the target deck, and Ziggs burning me for like 8 damage or so just on his level 2. And then when he attacked, he probably dealt like 4 more and things like that. It was just really tough to get on board. He could block my big win conditions, and it was hard to get through. So that matchup loss was expected. The Scouts one, you know, I did beat with my PNZ deck. A little bit of a struggle, but we did eventually get there. Fellows can just really outgrind this sort of deck. But the trouble came with the Go Hard one. We were so close, but they just were able to develop just a little bit more. We were one card, one turn off of just stabilizing and just turning around from there. But they just drew 2 Island Navigators, and honestly, that was the biggest threat of its own. Which was really sad because that was such a close matchup that I really thought I could win that one, but that's sort of the wrap. And yeah, that's sort of just how this weekend RA went. This is the lineup I brought in. These are the 2 guys I played, and that's just sort of a little bit of a theory behind it. And I guess the outcome relatively matched the expectations there. Hopefully next week we'll get a little bit better just designing deck lineups, and now that we have a little bit better grasp of what's going on, hopefully have a better idea of how to really deal with these things. But I am gonna wrap it here. I hope you guys did enjoy this sort of video. I don't know if this was helpful or not, so please do let me know. Your feedback is very much appreciated. I will aim to do this once a week because that's how often RA is. So today's Saturday. Maybe every Saturday I'll put out this sort of video with this sort of analysis, and hopefully it gives you an idea of like lineups and deck lists and things like that, and gives you a better idea as well of maybe if you want to play in a future tournament. So I'll leave it there for you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Take care if you made it all to the way to the end, and I'll see you guys tomorrow with another video. So peace out, guys. Take care.